The opinions expressed by the host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
It's time. It's time for
coffee time.
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 And here is your coffee time crew.
Morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee Time with Blind United. Of course, I'm Ed, and today on the crew we got Miss Brittany. Good morning, Britt.
Good morning.
And then we got my brother Pedro.
Hey, what up, everybody? Happy Hump Day Wednesday.
And we got our own version of DJ Donut in the house, Mr. Zavala. How are you, sir?
Hey, how you doing? Happy Whataburger Wednesday, and of course, happy Hump Day. Hump those closest to you.
Mm-hmm. He's our inside comedian, Bill Burt, right here.
Hey, there's George Lopez, there's George Zavala. There we go.
Ooh, there you go. You just stepping yourself right on up to the top level, huh? So anyway, we are doing an interest group tonight. I promised those that have been.
But today's not Friday.
I've been promised those that have been doing the movie night with us that because that week I had to take off because of my power, right? I want to make sure that they got to see the final episode of the Bad Boys series, Ride or Die. So I'll be playing that tonight. So everybody can get. So
yeah, it is.
You know what? I like the way it ends when. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna say that.
No, it's funny. It is a cool movie, and with the jokes, like it was there. I think it was a good one in the sequel.
But you know, I've heard stories about Martin Lawrence, and I was hearing him the other day on which show was it? Anyways, that he had suffered a stroke a few years back.
Yeah,
and he sounded different.
Wow.
Live.
It does sound a little different. That's correct. He sounds a little different.
He slurs his words a little bit now.
Okay.
Yeah. But I didn't know that. I did not.
That was I forget what it was. He was trying to lose weight for some movie or whatever it was, and he was running around with one of them wetsuits on. You know, where they just, people were putting the plastic bags on and they were sweating under to lose weight.
Yeah.
And he fell out.
Oh,
wow. Was that about 5 years ago, Mr. Davis? It's been years back.
It was quite a few years ago, but he fell out. I think he was in the hospital for over a week behind that mess.
Mm-hmm.
Well, man, a stroke is a big deal, guys. It is a big deal when you have it, and him being his age,
So I guess it was more of like a heat stroke kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because he overheated his body with them plastic bags on.
And one time I had, just to touch on that, Mr. Davis, years ago, I did that one time. I was playing basketball and I wrapped myself. I know, stupid, I know, with saran wrap. And so I told him, and I lost weight. I lost a lot of weight. But I was telling my doctor because he asked me, "How'd you lose so much weight?" And I was, playing basketball and running and all that. Anyways, and I go, I wrapped myself in saran wrap. He goes, don't ever do that again because that's the heat that you're generating actually damage your kidneys. I'm like, oh, okay. So last time I did that, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, don't do that no more, George.
Especially now I need double wrap. I need more. I need more.
You need more packages.
I need to go to Sam's to buy the warehouse style.
Okay. So, but anyway, again, back to the thing. We'll get 6:00 tonight. Come check out Bad Boys, Ride or Die. Bring your snacks, get everything ready, and come on and let's enjoy the rest, the last movie in the series and the last interest group for the rest of the year. So.
Oh, wow. What time is that at, sir?
6:00 tonight, p.m. Pacific time.
Okay, cool.
So come on in and check that out. So anyway, we got some pretty interesting articles.
Before you do the articles, Monica said good morning and happy hump day.
Good morning, Monica.
Good morning, baby.
Was he talking to you, George?
I don't know. I was I want to answer me. What the heck?
Hey, I'm talking to the commenters. I'm talking to Monica. Hey, Monica.
Okay.
Good morning.
Commenting to Monica. Pedro loves you, Monica.
We know. We just clouded. So it's our Friday today, right?
Exactly. There you go.
That's what it is. It's our Friday.
See, there's a
So.
difference, Mr. Davis. If me is baby or sparkles, not really.
Okay.
Hey, I heard that's what they call you, Sparkle.
Wait,
Stage
Sparkle?
name. Yeah, that's his stage name. Listen to the podcast, Brett. You're gonna hear it. It's funny.
Oh my gosh. So it really is the art of pole dancing when he for his class, for his interest group. Huh?
He's pole dancing while podcasting.
There you go. And I use that true monorail lard. So.
Monorail large.
Lard.
Monorail lard.
For the pole. Well, anyway, that's something else. Anyway.
Okay, well, monorail lard. I never heard of monorail lard.
Well, to make the pole slippery, Ed.
Yeah. Damn, Brittany, how you know?
Well, again, I got the concept. I just had never heard of monorail lard. That's all.
MONORELL. Monorail.
Ed skipped over the whole joke and was like, "Hold up, what?
Monorail lard. I just had never heard of monorail lard. That's all. That's all.
That's the good stuff.
Just picture
but you know what?
Out here we got the red box that says REX Rex Lard.
No. Wait. Let's go back to how Brittany jumped in right away. She jumped in pretty quick with that response. I'm kind of interested. What's going on with that?
Now she's quiet.
No, I'm
just curious about George's pole dancing career now. I'm very curious.
Well, we're curious about how you know lard makes it slippery.
I mean, I'm assuming that it does. I'm just assuming, but I guess when you assume, it makes an ass out of you, and means literally and figuratively.
Okay.
Just imagine George sliding down the pole. All
oh, Lord have mercy. That's scary.
I don't want to imagine that.
That is scary.
It is a very scary sight. I'm not trying to get nightmares.
Yeah, if you don't turn away, you might develop cancer. And check out our next article if y'all want to go into it.
Yeah, let's jump into that. If you would play them in order, that way I'll let you geek out on the last one.
All right. I haven't even looked at the last one, but let's go. Let's go.
Today on Coffee Time, we're exploring groundbreaking research that reveals unexpected interactions between COVID-19 and cancer, shedding light on a potential new frontier in cancer treatment. Key findings from research. Immune cell activation. Recent studies by Medicine Canning Thoracic Institute discovered that RNA from the SARS-CoV-2 virus can activate inducible non-classical monocytes, INCMS. These immune cells possess anti-cancer properties, infiltrating tumors and directly attacking cancer cells. Promising effects have been observed in cancers such as melanoma, lung, breast, and bowel cancers. Potential new treatments. This discovery paves the way for innovative cancer therapies. Researchers are investigating drugs that could replicate this effect without the risks of viral infection, offering hope for treating resistant cancers effectively. Considerations and cautions. While these findings are exciting, they are still in the preliminary stages. Clinical trials are necessary to confirm safety and efficacy. COVID-19 remains a significant risk for cancer patients, particularly those with weakened immune systems, underscoring the complex relationship between the virus and cancer. Implications for the future. This research highlights how infectious diseases and cancer can intersect in unexpected ways. With continued study, these findings could revolutionize approaches to cancer treatment. What do you think about the potential of using this research for cancer therapies? Let us know your thoughts. Now, back to the Coffee Time crew.
So, I just think that's crazy. Here we got a virus that is a potential killer but now potentially can help per se cure cancer. That's
I,
amazing
I
to me.
just I just think is going back to previous discussions that the virus was not man made. What I mean by that is it's just there's so many nuances to this virus, right? Like people that have long term COVID where they're have fogginess and now it's
Right.
this. I just think is there's no I've never heard of another virus that has all these different effects, right? Like some
Me either.
people it might just have a cold or their back. Like I'll give you an example. My cousin's friend, uh, when he was talking to his friend as a girl, she kept saying, my back hurts. And so she went to the doctor. And right before, back then, I don't know if they still do it. We go to the doctor, they test you for COVID, and she had it. That's the only symptoms she had, right? But yet, you had on the other side of the spectrum, you have people that pass away from it. I know several people. I have 2 family members. But how weird, right? That the dynamic is so big when it comes to COVID.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
and speculation. They say, and I don't know how concrete it is, but it was in a lab, in the Wuhan lab, and what they do in labs, they experiment, they run tests and stuff like that. And from what they do is put proteins on these viruses to make them stronger, and then try to develop some type of treatment or something like that. So if it allegedly, or however it went, if it had escaped and got it out to the public, you know, whatever, how it mutated, it's crazy how it can combat cancer. You know what I mean? And I guess it's a virus fighting a cancer cell. I don't know how it fights it or prevents it, but
It's just like when they find out, like back in the day, Pedro, when they do experiments and they're like, "Oops, okay, it actually works with this, right?" And with COVID, I guess since it's so well studied, and I guess the different viruses or not variants of COVID, now they're going into the numbers, right? It feels like you're having an
Mhm.
iOS update. And the thing is, I don't mean to make fun of it, but but the point is that it just it morphs. How they call it, the morphology. It just changes from one thing to another, and it
Mhm.
just, I mean, it's like the Spanish flu back in the 1918. I think Mr. Davis was around that time, and it was the same thing. We don't know what the extent of the effects were because we didn't have the science like we have now. Maybe
right.
it did the same thing back then, right? But we don't know.
Yeah, yeah, and there needs to be tests run. I know they have research paper, but that could be a
Isn't
plus.
that crazy? Isn't that
Yeah,
crazy? Wow.
yeah.
I mean, now because before they would say, I don't know, it's just weird, right? It's like remember back in the day they would tell you don't drink coffee, and that's the same thing. But and then research, and then later they come back, oh, drink 1 cup of coffee, and it helps
Mhm.
with the brain or whatever.
It
Well,
stimulates your synapses on your brain.
I think
Mhm.
of it more of like they what they created penicillin from what mold.
True. Yeah, you're right.
So I mean mold, which is something that's supposed to be bad for us, right? They found okay, this is penicillin. This is man, this knocks out all kind of stuff. Let's.
Oh, remember that story you're telling me one time, Mr. Davis, that back in the day, people, the youngins, that you could smoke in the hospital, you could
Yeah,
smoke in the restaurants, and
In
you
the
know,
everywhere,
planes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that.
everywhere in society. I mean, it didn't matter.
And then
And
what's so funny, Mr. Davis? Remember back in the day, well, when they started really getting, to separate, you want no smoke, non-smoking or smoking, and we go into a restaurant, you know.
yeah,
uh, yep, not
well, you
anymore.
want smoking section and non-smoking section.
Exactly.
Now it's
Yeah.
all non-smoking. So
Yes, sir.
and kicked all the smokers to the curb. You got to go outside with that bubble. So
But
Mhm.
this is what I don't get. Like my mom's ex-husband, he was a smoker. It's snowing out there. It's windy. But he don't care. He put on his jacket, put on his mitt, put on his beanie, and walk out there and smoke. I'm like, Lord have mercy.
Well, I'll testify, man. Nicotine is one of the worst addictions you can get. You know what I'm saying? Once you
That's
get
true.
started with smoking, it's a hard thing to kick. It's really hard to kick. You know, so but but again, I wish they could find something to cure something by smoking.
You never know.
Well, I mean, again, and that's what why I brought it up to the story you're talking about because when I had my accident, I was under anesthesia for like almost 24 hours, right?
Yeah.
So once I came out from under the anesthesia and got into a room, the nurse was telling me you still have a lot of, the anesthesia stuff in your lungs. And she was saying that, by smoking and, doing that deep breathing or whatever, it helps get all of that stuff out, you know. That was a
Um,
story back in '84. Now,
okay, there. We have come. It's been 40 years.
right. That's why I said back in '84. So it is what it is. But
Even in church, didn't they, Mr. Davis? I could swear
I don't ever remember anybody smoking in church, George. I
no,
mean, they
okay.
were respectful of the Lord's house, I guess you wanted to say,
Okay, okay.
But as soon as they stepped out them front doors, it was on and cracking, right?
Yeah.
But he could see everything.
So I mean, again, right, I could see everything back then. I just don't
No,
remember
I'm
people.
saying the Lord could see everything.
Oh well, I mean, he can see if you're inside or outside, so
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. So
But okay, let's real quick, let's talk about that. So smoking, has been banned and and now and I'm not talking about the good or bad of this, what I'm about to say is this marijuana. It's good, right? Because there's been a lot of research to back that up. But isn't that funny how we've gone in as a society from back in the day smoking in hospitals, now smoking marijuana is legal, like in California.
well, not
Yeah.
only that, like you say, studies have actually shown that smoking marijuana actually helps prevent lung cancer.
No, they really.
Yeah,
What? That's news to me. Um,
yeah.
but
Well,
with
something
every
about
go ahead.
the something about the whatever in the hemp, right, which is the mother plant, the root of it all. It does something to the lungs to where it helps prevent lung cancer.
I know that I've seen several stories where the CTB or CTB is that
CBD.
that they've seen it where putting drops of it under your tongue is how was those who have epilepsy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's for a lot of the kids. It was the only thing that would help them with severe epilepsy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
CBD was the only thing that would help them. I mean, all the epilepsy medicines weren't working.
And
Isn't
and
that
for
crazy?
those folks that are listening and want to know, CBD is the non-psychoactive ingredient that it's in the plant, and that's the compound that when you rub it on yourself, or for example, for those kids that have epilepsy and they put it in their tongue, it helps. Even people that get seizures, it also
Yeah.
helps,
Hmm.
that have mild seizures, and for some even that have anxiety and things like that, they say that a CBD helps. But even though they help, like for example, marijuana helps with the lungs, how Ed was saying, but abusing anything that you abuse can also hurt you. So you have
Hmm.
to be aware,
Moderation. You're right.
yeah, in
Right,
moderation.
right.
Um,
But they're also using CBD to in creams and ointments and stuff
hmm
like that
You
for
know, guys,
pain and arthritis and all that kind of stuff.
my
So,
wife, she don't mind me saying that because she's told many people that she has arthritis, and even with prescription medication, pain medication, guys, it really didn't help. And a friend of ours, Abel, he gave my wife a roll on, and I'll tell you what, man, that thing's really helped her a lot. It really has.
yeah.
So,
I used to use it on my wife, before she passed away. We had ointment, that I would rub on her rib cage and stuff because with the COPD, it would put a lot of pressure on her on her rib
okay.
cage. The swelling of the lungs would put pressure on the rib cage.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, yeah. Oh, that must hurt.
And I used to sit there and rub her rib cage down at night before she went to sleep so she could sleep.
Oh wow. See, that's the problem with us Mexicans. We put lard.
Okay, monorail lard, right?
No, but isn't that cool that now was medicine and research we could do stuff like that where back in the day because I know one thing, guys, being in the workman's comp field, pain management is huge nowadays. It's
Yeah.
huge, because back injuries or nerve injuries. So just having
Well,
that type of
especially with all of the opioids out there now, they don't want you getting hooked on those opioids. So,
and that's scary, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it certain depending on what procedure, they may have to give you something with opioids in it, initially, but then they got to wean you off of it so you don't become addicted.
And people get addicted. You're right. People do get addicted. They're right, especially with the what's that one called? Hydrochlorine, codeine, or whatever it's called.
Hydrocortisone or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and
No, the codeine. He's talking about the.
Oh, you're talking about straight up codeine. Yeah, codeine was the original with with opioid in it.
Well, what's the thing?
And Oxycontin, also those pills, the Oxycontin.
Which is
well, it's the Norco and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It has it's all the opioid stuff. So,
but isn't that like a? And I could be wrong, so please correct me. Isn't it a Ospin or in the family kind of deal with heroin?
No, it's
Or
not.
cocaine?
To my knowledge, it's not a hereditary addiction.
No. But I'm saying it's the same, like a spin-off of what the chemical
Well,
spin-off.
no, here opioid is a base for heroin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the base ingredient for heroin.
So when people get taken off of opioids, usually they hit the streets looking for heroin.
Right.
Did you say Iran?
No.
Oh, but you're right. You're right, Pedro. You are apt. Oh man, I get goosebumps because I've heard that so many times. Where they'll even go to get heroin because it's cheaper. I'm like, what?
Yeah, but then you get caught up because a lot of the heroin that is cheaper has been cut with so much stuff, including fentanyl.
Oh, that's scary.
Fentanyl,
yeah, that's scary. You're right, sir. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's really dangerous stuff. So.
And that, what, is it true, Mr. David? And then real quick, just so people can understand, I saw, and I'm not sure if it's. So, anyways, I watch a lot of YouTube police cam. When they were arresting someone. And I remember one time they were searching a car, and a cop got sick by touching fentanyl. Is that true or not?
You can absorb drugs through your skin.
Yeah. Okay. So I just think it's scary now. Like you don't know what the hell you're touching, and you just
No, I mean you can. That's why even pharmacies, when they're doing their thing, they dump the pills out into a little tray, and then they got like a little small kind of spatula kind of thing.
Oh, that way they do it? Okay, yeah, I see that.
And then so it's in the tray, and then they just use that little thing to count out how many, right?
Okay.
And then as they're counting them, they're pushing them off, like a funnel kind of situation.
Yes.
So as they count them, they drop them in the pill bottle, and then they dump the others back into, the supply bottle.
Okay.
They don't touch them. They don't touch them at all. For two reasons. Number one, you can absorb it through your skin. Number two, you can contaminate them,
that's true.
like stuff like that. So, but yeah, I mean, again, it's just amazing that something that was, a couple of years ago was killing off millions of people now is potentially a lifesaver.
Wow, that's you by saying that's just like what? You're right. It's like what the heck?
I mean, again, from whatever part of the virus, the coronavirus, right? Is they're being able to, I'm not understanding all that because I'm not a scientist, but there's just one aspect of this virus could actually be, singled out and used in the fight with cancer.
Yeah, that's so cool. I mean, that's unfortunately we have to go through the COVID to find out the potential benefit, if there is, right?
Well, I mean, if
Yeah,
you
and
break it down like we were
unfortunately
talking about a
too.
minute ago, I'm sorry, Pedro, but if you
Go
break
ahead.
it down the way we were a few minutes ago, right? When you break down the hemp plant, the cannabis plant, like you said, the CBD is a part of that plant, which is now being used in so many ways to help people,
Yeah, you're right.
you
Yeah.
know. So, I mean, again, it's when they get to breaking stuff down. Now, I mean, now I guess as they say, because of the danger of COVID and cancer patients because of their, it kills your immune system, right? So now like they said, the goal is trying to recreate that piece of COVID that helps fight cancer
Okay.
in a synthetic form versus getting it straight from the virus.
And this is where I was going too. Thank you for making that comment, Ed. Once they synthesize this, they're able to patent it. This is what I was gonna say. I was gonna say earlier, watch them try to
Oh, I hear a
synthesize
conspiracy.
this and then patent it and then sell it. And it's not a conspiracy because it happens all the time. They
All the time.
rather not have a natural remedy and a cure because they can't patent it and make so much money.
Conspiracy.
I mean,
It's
look what we did. I would look at all the money we gave them to come up with a vaccine for COVID. So we basically funded their research, and then once they completed their research, they patented it, and now they sell it to us.
Bah, that's true.
Yeah, so it's
That's
it's a
true.
real conspiracy. Man, look, 90% of these vaccines and medications get some type of subsidy from us, the public, our
But
tax-paying
Pedro,
money.
especially in our culture, the Latino culture, there's so much home remedies, right? And then
Hmm.
I'll give you a perfect example. So my wife, when she was having issues with her gallbladder, she would get real extreme pains, and my aunt said, just get a cup of or a teaspoon of olive oil. I'm like, what? If mind you, folks, my wife was taking some hard stuff for that pain, and sure enough, she took one teaspoon or maybe two at one point, and it went away. The pain. It's just this home remedy. Sometimes you know,
Well, and I want to go here, George, because I hear this often, right? In our culture, right?
yeah,
What you're saying, your culture is not the only culture that has home remedies.
yeah, it
No,
does.
the whole world
No,
does.
not every culture around the planet has them, George. Black folks got it, white folks got it, Asian folks got it.
No,
They,
our culture is supreme. I'm just
The
joking.
human race is
Yeah, no, you're right,
supreme.
Mr. Davis. You're right. I mean, just what anyway. Basically, what I'm saying is sometimes we forget that nature has its own remedies for us.
right,
Like
right, right, right.
I had a friend who was a native Indian, and he was telling me about that when he was young, he had a lot of pain issues or stomach issues, and the pain and whatnot. And his wife and his mother or his grandma would take some bark off a tree, boil it, and then the water he would drink it and it would help with the pain. And I'm like, wow, well, like I said, remedies are just a natural, like the marijuana. Hello, that's natural.
I
Yeah.
remember my stepdad one time. He had a real, real, real bad cold, right? Flu or something like that, right? And this lady went and grabbed some aloe vera leaves, boiled them, and strained it out, and he drank it, and it knocked that cold out. When he woke up the next morning, he was good.
Really? Well, like I said, there's some natural stuff out there.
Yeah.
So
Well, also back to talk about the marijuana. They have the strains out in the stores, but they also have made a synthesized version of marijuana that is called Delta 9
Oh,
that
really?
the federal government lets you like ship out and things like that, right? But it's synthesized that is able to be patented.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
But that type of marijuana is able to be shipped out through the mail and stuff like that.
I just, I'm not, as we're saying it, Pedro and everybody, I wonder where they got the name marijuana. It's really marijuana. MARIGUN.
Well, um they wanted to make it illegal they wanted to separate the hemp name from marijuana, and they wanted to blame it on a certain class of people and a certain culture, and that they called it marijuana, meaning it's the marijuana that comes from like Mexico, and it's the dirt type of weed. It's they was trying to
Oh,
put
like
on it.
Juana. Juana está cochina. No, really.
But something like that it goes, But the conspiracy about marijuana is that when they were making all these hemp products, they want that the person that was doing all these hemp products knew people in government and wanted to make marijuana, the plant, illegal because he didn't want people just growing and making hemp shirts and all that in their home. He wanted to sell and be the market. You know what I mean? So they
Hey, but you know
made it
what's funny
illegal.
or not funny, Pedro? Like in Washington, when they first came out with legalizing recreational marijuana, the money they got just from those sales, right? Like I think it was 300 million the first year, well 30 million. Anyways, they
Just on
got
the taxes.
yeah, on the taxes, just millions and dollars. You would think like us here in Texas would do that instead of spending money on the fence, you know. But just all these other states that are use that money for beneficial stuff, for social, pay
Hmm.
for food or housing or
For
whatever, right?
schools. In
Well, and that's
California,
and
they
that's
have a provision that some part of that money goes to schools.
but you know where they got it from, Pedro?
Mm.
The first state to legalize weed, Oregon.
Oh, was it Oregon?
Yeah,
Okay.
it
Yeah.
was Oregon. They were the first state to legalize it, and all of the tax revenue created from the sale of cannabis,
Hmm.
it all went to the school districts.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
You
And
know,
I ain't mad. You know what? I pay some taxes on it. Okay, yeah, let it go to the kids. I don't mind that, of course, and stuff. But man, look, if it was still illegal, all the people that will be getting charged, drug charges, had to go to jail. And we already know the minorities is the ones that get the short end of the stick and take the hit the hardest. Less resources and other things like that. So it's a good thing that this has happened. Now we need to go on the time before and see who has just weed offenses and maybe knock some time off.
Yeah.
Uh,
And
and uh huh.
isn't it true that? Well, let me ask you, because you guys are in California. Can you carry a certain amount with you, or is there what restrictions regarding that?
I think it's what, a quarter pound or something like that now.
Yeah, a quarter pound. Before it used to be less than an ounce or an ounce.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Okay. So like the
And
size of a hamburger,
and
quarter pounder.
look, I had the occasion when it was illegal having my stuff stolen by the law.
Of
Really?
course.
It has happened to me several times when I was young in my 20s and it was illegal. You will have like police officers splitting it amongst themselves or just one taking everything,
What?
you know. And I had those.
Back in the day, I had a guy, cops pull me over, right? Me and a buddy of mine. Matter of fact, I remember it was actually Easter Sunday because we had, had doing the donut thing back then, right? When I worked for Winchell's. So anyway, we're coming home, and me and my buddy were on our bikes, and when we hit the alley coming down to go to our apartment building, we always kind of like race with each other. We didn't realize the police were behind us. They had been behind us. They were trying to. So anyway, we take off. They thought we were trying to run. So anyway, they caught us. We were stopping right behind our building anyway, right? So anyway, they ended up stopping us, and then so they first thing they want to do was search us and whatever, So they found the weed and all that kind of stuff that my buddy had. But anyway, and so I had all the money from the donut shop. So I said, no, hold on, I ain't robbed nobody. I need to get this to, this is from the donut shop, whatever. They let that go. So anyway, I had a traffic warrant. So anyway, they took him for possession, took me for the traffic warrant. So we get down there. They wrote him a citation. They gave me, I paid my bail. And so anyway, they gave us a ride back home. On the way home, they asked us where they could get some of the weed he had because they said when they tested it, it turned so blue it looked purple.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
So,
don't get me wrong, you do have those law enforcement that be like, all right, tip your jar over or tip your bag over, let it all hit the floor. And they tell you to stomp it and stomp it good. Otherwise, you go to jail.
right.
You do have those too. But in that
So
case, we're going to cut to a quick break, guys, and we'll be right back.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United. Did you know that people in third world countries do not have access to canes? The You Cane Give initiative gives canes to people all over the world who cannot get canes. The You Cane Give initiative not only goes to these countries and gives people canes, but they give people canes and a digital recorder that is solar powered that has instructions on how to use the cane and instructions on how to repair the cane. The You Cane Give initiative is a very worthy cause, giving canes to blind people all over the world. If you have a cane that you're no longer using, or a cane that's broken or bent, you can go to youcanegive.org and get a shipping label, and you can ship your cane to Jimmy in Tennessee, and he will refurbish it and give your cane to a blind person in a third world country. That website again is youcanegive.org.
all right. Well, again, always, please do whatever you can to help Jimmy. He got a very worthy cause going on over there. So please, if you can, help him out.
Mr. Davis, the canes are so important. People don't realize to us, that help us navigate and just, get through life. And I just can't imagine living somewhere where you don't have a cane. You're blind, you have to get somewhere. That's just amazing.
Right. I agree. I'm with you 100%. So anyway, we're going to move on to this next auto since we are supposedly been talking about drugs. We got something else coming up. It's to tell whether your drink has been spiked. So let's play that one.
Today on Coffee Time, we're discussing a groundbreaking California law designed to combat drink spiking and protect patrons in bars and nightclubs. Key features of AB 1013. Access to drug testing devices. Bars and nightclubs with a Type 48 license are now required to provide patrons with drug testing tools to detect substances like ketamine, GHB, and flunitrazepam. These tools, such as test strips or straws, can be offered for free or sold at a reasonable cost. Mandatory signage. Establishments must display clear signs that inform patrons about the availability of these testing kits, using messages like, "Don't get roofied. Drink spiking drug test kits available here." Liability protection and compliance. The law shields establishments from liability for defective or inaccurate tests. While violations are not criminal offenses, noncompliance can result in administrative actions affecting the establishment's license. Timeline and goals. The law took effect on July 1st, 2024, and will remain active until January 1st, 2027. This timeframe allows for evaluating its impact on reducing drink spiking incidents and enhancing patron safety. A step towards safer social spaces. AB 1013 empowers patrons to protect themselves while encouraging a culture of safety in nightlife environments. It reflects California's commitment to addressing safety concerns in social drinking spaces. How do you feel about this initiative? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. Now, back to the Coffee Time crew.
I think this is a great, great, great thing. I mean, you never know who's in on the date rape scheme, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It could even be your bartender. It could be some random stranger sitting next to you at a bar, whatever, right? So, I mean, just to be able to have this stuff available now to where, you can test your drink and make sure that it's not spiked in any kind of way. Man, I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, that is cool because, you know, having that fear of going into a bar and or a club, you're dancing or whatever, and what do? You leave your drink there. You go and party, you come back, and God knows what people put in there.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's a really cool thing. That's a really good article there, Mr. Davis.
Yeah, I mean, and I didn't. I'm being honest. I didn't even realize that this had passed. But like I say, it passed back in. Well, it was put into effect in July of this year.
Now, is that
So
nationwide or just in California?
it's just California.
Oh wow, well, no
More
comment
reason to
here.
move. More reason to move this way, George.
No comment about Texas, but yeah.
But no, but the thing I see in the article is when they said at a reasonable price. What is the reasonable price? If you buy them, are you gonna upsell them? Are you gonna double the price of what they worth and sell them like that because you're gonna sell convenience or what?
Well,
What's
the
the point?
article also did say, at free or at a reasonable price.
Well, why can't they be just free?
Mm,
I mean, if you're gonna get them for free, I mean, why
you will
why can't I
prevent
make money?
more.
Yeah.
peop- You know.
Exactly. And then not only that, by the signage that you're now required to put up, that's letting the date rate people know, okay, you don't want to mess around in this bar because they got test kits.
Well, Bill Cosby won't be going there.
Oh wow.
Well, there's a few others in Bill's club, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
uh,
there's a few others.
but again, I mean, just the fact that we now have this available. I mean, like you say, it creates a safe social
Hmm.
environment for people.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, who wants to go out and have, you out there having a nice time, like you say, whether you sitting at a table or sitting at the bar, whatever, you get them go use a bathroom, maybe you get them go out on the dance floor, whatever. Who wants to come back and find out that their drink has been spiked?
That's why if you notice well, back in the day when I was partying, a lot of the girls were walking around with their drinks, right? So they want to leave them there because and that's a sad thing to do now, right? To have to worry about what's putting in your drink.
Right,
You
right,
know,
right, right. What I was doing the little club thing, I would actually put a napkin over my drink, but I would punch a hole in the napkin for my straw to come up.
okay,
That
Mm.
way, and I would just, I don't know, me being blind, I would kind of lay the napkin in a way that I could tell if it had been messed with,
exactly. There you go. That makes sense.
you
It's like when
know.
those people back in the day, you put the little piece of paper on your door, so
Yeah, yeah,
someone
yeah, a
went
piece
in.
of tape or something,
Yeah, yeah,
you can tell
yeah.
if
Yeah,
somebody
yeah,
came in your
yeah.
place. Yeah.
And now they even have marijuana testing strips.
Really?
Yeah, that you could they were using them in school to find children. And these strips would turn red in the vicinity of marijuana. You're not basically testing the child, but you're testing like around his backpack. You're touching the backpack, and it will tell you if.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like a wipe that they use, like at the airport for explosives and gunpowder
Something
and
like
stuff.
that. Yeah, but it's a little strip. Yeah, something like
Okay,
that.
Really? I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah. Hey, see,
Yeah.
people, you learn stuff.
Yeah, so
all
they're coming out with a lot of testing stuff. Plus, you got to understand they needed to invent something that could kind of test people that drive and smoke marijuana. But I have heard that these tests, you know, that are breathalyzers for the people that do marijuana and driving are not the best accurate test. Well, these strips are different because they're trying to see if they see any type of stuff.
residue.
Yeah, residue. There you go.
You real quick, real, on the side issue, guys. Real quick. I just remember what you said about the accuracy. Well, you said some. So a friend of ours, I won't say his name, he uses or he used to use the Libre. his sugar. And so, if any of you have those kind of devices, when you go to the doctor, ask them to gauge it or to make sure because he had to change to another brand because the readings were like 20 points off from the doctor.
Oh, wow.
So if you have those type of devices, folks, just make sure you ask the doctor if there's any way you can gauge it or make sure that it is running correct because 20 points is a lot when it comes to diabetes.
Yeah, and yeah, this is those go for the K6, the K7, and the Libra testing devices that you insert in your body or in your arm that monitors your sugar around 24/7. So if you do have one, that's a great advice, George. I didn't know that that was happening, that they were giving misreadings by 20 points, folks.
20 points.
20 points
20
is a
points.
lot when it comes to diabetic.
Especially at night, if your sugar's low already, and you're okay, I'm at 80 or I'm at 90 when you're really at 70. That's not good. Mm-mm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they need a better system because I mean I've met a few people that actually have that disc that they screw into their arm or into their belly or whatever. Man, I don't know. For me, I would just think that would be, number one, painful to put it in, number one. And number two, what happens if you bump it? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I guess for him, what it is, Mr. Davis, for the person I'm talking of, the problem was, so when he had to take his sugar, his reading, he's blind, so he had a lot of difficulty. Number one, a lot of these
with the test machines, the test
yeah,
strips,
they're not accessible or whatnot. But at the same time, poking himself 4 or 5 times a day, he started getting the little thickness around his fingers.
Right.
But with this device, it's helped him. But like you said, Mr. Davis, just make sure you ask the doctor, hey, can you do a check on this just to make sure we're at the same level? Because let's say you're running at 160, but it's actually at 200. So
Right. Well, again, I mean, all of the testing stuff is getting better and better. I mean, again, with this AB 1013, that law passing. I mean, of course, we got one area of this stuff straightened out. I mean, how can I say it? How's it going to be straightened out for us? Can we come in there and tell what color the strip is, what color the straw turned, whatever?
Was I talking to you about this last night or page of folks? You have to understand when it comes to people that are visually impaired or blind, all this great technology and apps and whatever, great. But that for us, all is great. So we look into it. Guess what? It's not accessible, right? It's either unlabeled buttons or it doesn't even see it or.
Well, like I'm saying, even with this, it's a test strip. I mean, the way when I first was looking into this, is where you could take and just either dip it in your drink or just drop a drop of the drink on the strip. It's going to change some color. Well, how do we know what color it changed?
You're right. Well, be my eyes on the Meta Ray-Bans.
Well, I mean, I hear
I know.
But again, accessibility, just because we have tools to work around your inaccessibility does not give you a pass to not make your things accessible.
Thank you. I hope you said that because that is so true because just not everyone, and you're right, Mr. Davis, and you brought that point to me because I'm like, wow, this new technology, but at the end of the day, not everybody has access to that technology. Right. And so you're right, Mr. Davis.
So on that note, talking about technology, iOS 18.1.1.
Today on Coffee Time, we're talking about Apple's newest iOS update, 18.1.1, and why it's important to install it right away. What does this update fix? JavaScript core problem. There was a security issue that could let harmful websites run unauthorized code on your device. Apple has fixed this to keep your device safe. WebKit security issue. Another problem could allow attackers to misuse website data to trick your device. Apple has improved security to prevent this. Who found these problems? Experts from Google's threat analysis group, Clement Lassine and Benoit Sevens, found these issues. Their work shows how important it is to stay on top of cybersecurity. How to update your device. It's easy to update to iOS 18.1.1. Go to Settings, General, Software update, then follow the instructions. Why should you update? Cybersecurity threats are increasing, and updates like this help protect your personal information. They also make your device work better overall. Have you updated to iOS 18.1.1 yet? If not, now is the time. Share your thoughts on Apple's security updates in the comments. Now, back to the Coffee Time crew.
Well, I don't even know if I've done it yet or not. But anyway, I'm gonna pass this on to Pedro because I know you big on this kind of stuff as well as your personal information and the security of your personal information.
Yeah, and that's one thing you can give it up to Apple. They do updates periodically, and always are looking for these security threats.
Pedro, real quick. Miss
Mhm.
Irma Amandades is watching. She's here in El Paso. So, hello, ma'am. How are you doing?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning. Shout outs from California. But yes, it's always good to be updated, especially when it's security bugs and other things like that. I found another security bug that I want to report, and I will bring that up to you in a moment. But yes, these incremental updates are needed. They fix bugs. They also patch holes that otherwise expose exposes your phone to to people and information that you don't want to
So,
give to these people.
Pedro, let me ask you a question. I don't know if it's true or not. I heard, like, for example, in 18.1.1, when it has a point 1.1, is it more like a bug fixes, whereas 18.2 would be more like feature introductions or new stuff?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Okay.
And it may be introducing a feature. Sometimes it will increment like that with bugs and features, but usually these small incrementals are patches. And from what I remember, Apple was gonna come split everything up and cart. Oh my god, I'm blanking on the word, but split everything up. So when
Categorize.
yeah, you know,
Remember, we have our Mr. Davis. He gives
well,
us the
oh my god, I couldn't even say it, but yeah, compared to but
compartmentalize that
yeah,
word.
yeah, that word. But
I
it
can't
was
say it either.
splitting these different things into different departments. So when they update, it will update just that part of the iOS. And I don't know when this is gonna take effect because we're always getting these small updates and you have to update. And they're not like a massive update, guys. It's not like you're downloading 3 or 4 gigs when it comes to a massive update. So just to keep your device secure, you should be up to
Update.
date, you know.
Is
The
it true that
only
18? Oh, go ahead,
Mhm.
Pedro. Look at
No.
that. Is it true that 18.2, they say that early December, the first week of December, going to have new AI features?
Pretty much. I believe so. I haven't even looked at the rumors. I'm actually looking into some other stuff. I'm trying to put that intelligence into my phone and stuff like that. So I've been in other places, but yes, I believe they're gonna release it little by little in their Apple
But
Intelligence.
you know what would be cool? This is what I don't get with Google. Now, I don't know if it's a Pixel or if it's, well, anyways, they have a thing where, let's say you're calling me, right? And then I could tap a button. I'm being very simplistic when I say this. So let's say you're calling me and it's you, right? Okay, so I hit my AI to answer, and then you tell the AI, well, I want to ask George about whatever, whatever, and they'll come back to me as a response, like, okay, possible responses to your question. I hit it, and it'll respond to you. No, I can converse with you, even though I'm not talking to you because I'm on the other line. Isn't that? That's what I heard the Pixel can do.
Um, I guess yes, if they're leaving a voicemail or during a call. But look, let's take it in the note of privacy. It's doing this on the fly on a server that's outside your phone. Whatever that person might be saying, George, I need some tampons. George, I need this type of medicine. George, I need this.
Of all
They
things,
are
okay,
knowing. And you know what Google makes their money in?
it's
Is ads.
information. Yeah, I thought you were
If
gonna say
right?
donuts, not tampons. But anyways,
Hey, no,
Well,
but then what about is some private stuff like
No, you're
that? What
right. No, I hear
about
you.
is
I hear you.
some
You're
other
right.
type of medication that is more personal, and all of a sudden now you're getting ads. But this comes to my point. Another Google application that I've been noticing is been listening to me, and it doesn't put the microphone icon on my status bar. Okay, guys. When an application is using your camera, it puts a little status thing right there that's using your camera. When it's using your location, you get a little location thing saying that an app is using your location in your status
True.
bar while it's
True.
doing it. Well, YouTube has been listening to me, and I've been putting it to a test, and YouTube, while you're watching videos, is listening to you, and there is no status icon on top. This is invasion of privacy. I think I need to write an email to Apple team because
so
these
here's another potential conspiracy for you, Pedro. Going back to the article, according to the article, Google is the one that made Apple aware of these threats.
True.
mm-hmm.
And you know, it's
But
funny you saying that about the
but
ads, Pedro. That just
uh
to make a quick funny point. I got offended by my feed on Facebook because the damn thing kept putting up ads for Depends. So I'm like, what is it? The hell is it coming from that for like a week? It had Depends. I'm like, what the hell? So who are they talking to? But anyway, you're right. What you just said, Mr. Davis. Why did I didn't catch that? You're right. Google found those threats, not Apple. That's interesting.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
but you got to remember, Apple is not actively looking for these. That's why they're like we have public beta testers because they want people to tell them the bugs. So I believe in the beginning Apple was looking for these bugs, but now they got public beta testers that they relying on the public beta testers to always
Eh,
report these bugs, and it shouldn't be like that. Yes, we
can I,
need
can I,
public
you, hey
testers.
Pedro, should I say about our experience yesterday with the email?
No, no,
Okay.
I don't believe so. Uh, probably we talk about the encryption later on
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
another
Okay.
episode, and we could bring that up because that is kind of crazy. But look, let's go back to YouTube listening to you. So you could be watching YouTube on your phone and it has the mic open listening to you. So that means your wife, you having a conversation, or you talking to a neighbor, whatever it may be, is picking up. It's picking up. And the way I came to notice this, it was because of my Ray-Ban Meta glasses. So I'm gonna tell you what did I do to notice this, and I would like you, George, and you, Ed, to tell me if y'all noticed this. But when I go into my YouTube app and I'm watching videos, if you have give YouTube microphone permissions, that means you have to give YouTube your microphone permissions if you want to search or create whatever video, right?
Sure. Yes, sir.
Well, when these mics are on, just like when you're on a call, right? The Meta AI can't hear you because you're using the mics. So when I'm using YouTube, the Meta is not able to hear me. I tell it, hey Meta, nothing. I hold the side button, nothing. But that only happens when the mics are
Wow,
activated.
you're right. I'm gonna check that out. So
And
YouTube.
then
So okay.
and then I ended up getting out of YouTube, testing it out, and it worked for me. And another time when I got out of YouTube, right, it's still running in the background. I couldn't even make the AI start from Meta Glasses. And this is a third party device. So it knows don't start because the mics are on. It can't hear you because the mics are on. So I got out, I went to my switchboard, I closed the app, and then my Hey Meta worked. So they were listening while I was watching a video.
uh Now that's
Well,
very interesting.
well, I don't do YouTube on my phone, so I'm not gonna run into that issue. It's specifically, but I know I have found that, like when I was using the Be My Eyes volunteer feature, It because of the camera. When I went back in without even having my glasses on, it still wouldn't give me the camera to do the Be My AI. I had to close the app and reopen it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a bug probably with
And
it
then
there.
the thing about this, guys, we have to understand that number one, yes, it is privacy, but two, these companies like Google and and Edge and they're making money off of us, guys. They're
Hmm.
making money off of it. And hey, if they're gonna do that, I want my cut.
Yeah, I want my cut. I'm the oil. We're the oil, guys. Data is
Mhm.
oil,
Not the
and
lard,
we're
but the
we're
oil.
the we're the wells. Actually, we're the wells that you gathered all that oil. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
Right. Right.
And I need
Right.
my
And we're
cut.
talking billions, right? Pedro, billions of dollars, man.
Billions,
Billions. Yeah.
billions, almost in the trillions.
Wow.
Yeah. They got what was that the LifeLock service they got now?
Yes.
They got another one now that you can use, and it will actually go and search all of these various sites where they sell that kind of information and remove your name from their files.
I heard about
And
that. I heard
and they
about that.
give you a report. And I'm
And they
hey,
get yeah,
and I'm thinking of subscribing. You want to know why? Because my number and these robot calls that I get, these scam calls, I want to know what company have gave out my information. And if I find out which company it is and I have a subscription or anything, I'm doing business, I'm cutting them off.
Oh, by the way, I ran into across a number, folks. It's through the FCC, and what it does, you call it to register your number, and after 31 days, if a telemarketer calls you, you can call back and file a complaint. It says 888-382-1222. Just call, and it'll just register your number. And again, after 31 days, you can call back and hit number 3, and you can file a complaint with the FCC.
All right. Good
Mm-hmm.
information, George. Good information. Any comments, Britt?
That's why we haven't asked about comments.
no, we haven't.
Is she here?
I don't know.
I think she's checking out the theory about the lard in that pole.
Let me check it out.
Yeah, because I'm sitting up on the end stream button. So,
Okay. I think we do have comments. I can see on my
well,
side.
so again,
Jorge.
while Petro is checking this out, just so y'all folks know, today is the last day for this week. We will not be here Thursday or Friday, but we will be back on Monday, December the 2nd, and we'll keep coffee time going throughout the month of December, except for, on the holiday days, right? So, again, man, don't forget to come join us and listen in every morning at
Hope everybody has a safe and happy Thanksgiving.
all of
Yeah.
that.
Gobble,
All of
gobble.
that.
And we
Right.
can't wait for George to start his pole dancing interest group in January.
Yeah,
There's
that's what
Brittany.
Monica said. Yeah, that's what Monica put in the comments. She can't wait till
So if you
January.
hear in the background, you know what it is. But anyways,
So that's the only comments we got, just Monica.
Oh, and Tisha said happy Thanksgiving, and she's also interested in George's pole dancing.
oh Lord,
interest.
Oh, wow.
you know
Fried
what guys?
chicken
We're
and
gonna,
lard.
just to make it more interesting, we'll make it audio described.
We'd have to, wouldn't we?
Now, coming on to the stage is
Sparkles!
George Sabala with his
No,
sparkling
Sparkle.
suit
Remember my
on.
stage name.
No, we're going to call you Sprinkles. That way it's, donuts, Sprinkles.
Oh, there you go, Sprinkles.
Dang, guys, dang.
I have
Just
a-
hopefully nobody throws change at you. Like hopefully they throw dollars at you.
And I'll have different colored G string.
Hey, everybody's broke. They might be throwing quarters and 10 cents and shit.
I know.
But yeah,
Alright.
guys. So if y'all in the comments, y'all have Meta glasses or any other devices that you are able to test my theory out, drop a comment. I hope you and Georgia.
I don't
try to
think the
check
meta
this out.
glasses will describe George's pole dancing.
No. I'm talking about my theory about YouTube listening, and that's where they're gathering your data. And then this is a chain. If YouTube is listening, YouTube know what you're liking. It might put some little stuff on your YouTube feed, but their parent company, Google, and then their parent company above that, Alphabet, will gather that data and sell it to other bidders like
Vendors, yeah.
Facebook, and now it comes out on your Facebook news feed.
But you know what?
That I'm pretty sure.
Miss Britt, was the AI intelligence on their phone? If you try to use Meta for me, they'll be like, "Damn." Anyways,
And Tina said, "Happy Thanksgiving, Coffee Time crew." And I don't know if she's interested in George and his pole dancing.
Lord have mercy. So, all right. Well, everybody, again.
One more thing. Please do not use your Meta glasses to describe the scene because they might break.
Okay.
And just in closing, if you guys got any topics or whatever you think might be relevant that you want us to cover, info@blindunited.org. Let us know. Drop us a line and we'll address those topics and bring them on coffee time and talk about them. So on another note, everybody have a great Thanksgiving. Don't overeat. Too much turkey make you go crash somewhere, lay down, and you'll miss the football game. So
don't eat turkey and drive, guys.
There you go. Or don't watch. Well, you know what, Mr. Davis, the bad thing about it, if you eat turkey and fall asleep, either way, if you watch the Cowboys, you'll fall asleep too.
Hey, George.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot.
Your Texas card might get revoked.
Sorry about that. I forgot.
On that note, everybody have a great Thanksgiving, and we look forward to seeing you, hearing you guys in the comments again on Monday morning. Have a great holiday, and we'll talk to you soon.